क्या कमिटमेंट है ब्रो. हाथ टूटेला है, कौतुक का गला टूटेला है, फिर भी आए.
गला टूटेला है उसका.
हाँ, तू बोल ही नहीं पा रहा है.
मेरा सोर थ्रोट हो गया है.
So,
कौतुक कौतुक गोइंग
मैं-
इन डेप्थ फॉर सेकंड हैंड स्टोरीज रिकॉर्डिंग. कल एकदम कुछ एक फुल एएसएमआर वाला स्टोरी आने वाला है.
हाँ.
Yeah, what happened is the other day there were two boys and
वो
Second hand
हाँ,
story
मर्डरर
on.
मर्डरर की आवाज अच्छे से निकालेगा वो.
It was Christian Bale from Batman.
या.
तो ऐसे सीरियस वाले में ना कुछ फनी स्टोरी हुई. पब्लिक कंफ्यूज
हाँ.
क्या हो गया कौतुक को.
हाँ,
बट गाइस, पब्लिक को बोल देना चाहिए कि आज 10th ऑफ अगस्त है, रात के 10:30 बजे है और हम
हम्म.
इंडिपेंडेंस डे स्पेशल एपिसोड शूट कर रहे हैं. सो बाय द टाइम यू आर वाचिंग दिस, यू आर probably lying to your boss about Monday being off because you were sick and you are out somewhere, है ना.
Not the
सच
option
बोलो.
I had.
Unfortunately, I just said that because I am out. So
या.
whoever is got a long weekend.
This long
But
weekend scene, na, people
hmm,
like they do the math from the beginning of the year. The minute the calendar is announced, na, ऐसा they just go through the whole calendar. किधर हो सकता है मेरा long weekend, and they do one full like analysis, and then they
always.
हाँ 6 महीना बाद मैं इस दिन पे एक बीमारी होने वाला है
ये
मुझे.
भाई, और डबल खुशी
हाँ.
ना कि चल इंडिपेंडेंस डे ये उसकी खुशी और सेकंड ट्यूसडे पे है तो मस्त पेगी. फ्राइडे, सैटरडे, संडे, मंडे.
Monday, हाँ.
But why
ट्यूसडे.
leave?
हाँ.
If you plan that well in advance, you'd get leave.
No, Baba, it's not as fun as.
Says the
Yeah,
guy
it's
who's
not as
doing
fun as
a
getting
con
sick.
call simultaneously as he's recording the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
से
just
बीच में बाबा म्यूट पे जाएगा. हेलो, हाँ हाँ हाँ, उसको खरीद ले. ओके या.
तेको मिलता है क्या
हाँ
लीव
गाइस,
बाबा?
you know what's the deal with
But like if by the way, if you're a HR person watching this podcast, please tell us how obvious it is to you when people call you up for like a leave or a they can't turn into work before a long weekend.
no one
देखो क्या
calls
लगता
HR
है.
anymore, dude.
तू फोन कर एचआर को. आई एम सिक ऑन द 14th. एचआर बोला मी टू. See
Guys,
you in Goa. Okay, see you in Goa.
Oh,
where are you guys working that you're calling HR directly and like what is
I'm
happening?
working in my
अरे
living room.
मंगेश है ना,
Right here.
मंगेश एचआर में आंसर करता है फोन. यू जस्ट कॉल एचआर डिपार्टमेंट. उनका काम क्या और हॉलीडे लीव देखना और दिवाली पे रंगोली बनाने का.
और मंगेश अकाउंट्स है ब्रो.
हाँ, मंगेश इज अकाउंट्स. सॉरी, माय बैड. द वन कंपनी वी ऑल वर्क विद.
No comment. Ah, on
तो क्या
that.
बाबा करने का है, नहीं करने का है. 3.5 मिनट करके हो गया है भाई. हैप्पी इंडिपेंडेंस डे, यही बोलना था. खुश रहो और देश का नाम रोशन करते रहो. दैट्स इट फ्रॉम दिस एपिसोड. सी यू आफ्टर द इंट्रो म्यूजिक. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Internet Said So, a show we take random incidents, weird facts, that's available, stories, and we talk about them. And today is our very special India Independence Day episode. So first of all, happy Independence Day to all you guys. This is the 76th or the 77th, guys. This has been a burning question because I found articles on it online.
What
Is
really?
this 76th or 77th? Bolo.
I would assume it's 77th, right?
Why do you think so?
Just,
Give explanation.
I mean, also if you did math.
But Baba, if you did math, then it's
Yeah.
76.
Yeah.
So no, it's the 76th anniversary of
Anniversary.
Of
freedom.
independence.
Yeah.
So it's actually
But
the
it's the
77th year.
77th Independence Day.
Year.
Day.
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah.
अरे वो
तो
बर्थडे वाला
15
सीन है ना.
अगस्त 15 अगस्त 77 टाइम्स आयला है. तो तेरा 77th इंडिपेंडेंस डे है, बट 76th ईयर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस. 77 रनिंग है.
Unless you're following the South Korean वाला system, which is like एक साल सबका बढ़ जाता है.
अरे
That
2
is-
साल.
2 साल बढ़ता है. नहीं, because if you're born on 31st December, then you are 2 years old on 1st of January. ऐसा चक्कर होता है ना? Because the
क्या पूछ
first
रहे पे उधर, ये क्या है?
नहीं, so the day you are born, you're already 1 years old,
Yeah.
and you grow older the start of every year.
So
it's
then
not
they,
like
but now South Korea has reversed that. So all of Korea became.
Funnily enough, it's also South Korea's independence
Yes.
day. Yeah. इंडिया का है, साउथ कोरिया है, आई थिंक कॉन्गो एंड बहरीन, इफ आई एम नॉट मिस्टेकन.
Oh,
No,
काफी.
so
Same day.
apparently, so August में it's so weird the number of Independence Days I found. एक तो पाकिस्तान का तो पता ही है हम लोगों को, but
हाँ.
August has Switzerland, Jamaica, then there's Korea, Gabon, Indonesia, Afghanistan, Hungary, Ukraine, Uruguay, and
आधे आधे जगह से ब्रिटिश निकल रहे थे ना, तो इधर से जा रहे हैं, बोलते हैं तू इधर जा रहे है, चल तू मेरे इधर से भी निकल. अच्छा 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 जा रहा हूँ, तू भी निकल, चल इधर से. अरे अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, उसको धक्का मार के फिर उन लोग फाइनली पहुंच गए.
August was a bad month. August was a really bad month for the colonialists.
Do you guys know why we have 15th August as the Independence Day? Why was 15th August chosen?
No.
नहीं.
It was also chosen
Because-
in a hurry.
Huh?
It was also chosen in a hurry.
I'm pretty sure उन लोग सब फटाफट, the British were behaving like an employee, you know, जो notice period पे होता है ना कि अभी कौन करेगा, चलना फटाफट खत्म कर.
निकलेश.
So 15th August was also the date when Japan surrendered. तो इन लोग ऐसे भी कभी करे क्या हुआ रिसेंटली, क्या हुआ बताओ जरा. अच्छा, ओ जापान 15th August, चल इंडिया तू भी 15th August. And Mountbatten was forced to attend both India and Pakistan का इंडिपेंडेंस डे. ठीक है, तो उसने पाकिस्तान का डेट आगे ले लिया.
So that he could attend it.
चल फटाफट खत्म करके, तो 14th इधर, 15th इधर और 16 कर.
Bro, in like today's day and age, he would just do 2 Zoom calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
और
कि
एक
इधर
email.
एक कॉर्पोरेट शो, उधर दूसरा कॉर्पोरेट शो, खत्म.
No, but everything they did, man. Even to Ratcliffe line भी देखना. A dude never come to India, has no cultural context about the country, किधर कौन क्या है, कैसे कितने cultures है, कितना क्या. ये
He was,
एक
by
ऐसा
the way,
कुछ-
he was given 5 weeks to come down, see the scene, understand everything, socio-cultural, economic, political, everything. Okay, like in 5 weeks.
And the worst is geographical.
Bro, people
Oh,
people
God.
spend
Yeah.
years doing the UPSC exam. पांच हफ्ते में.
सुना ऐसा
खत्म.
Ratcliffe आगे से खड़ा है कि अच्छा इधर ये इधर ऐसे थोड़ा ये कर लेता हूँ और फिर थोड़ा सा ऐसे स्ट्रेट करूंगा तो लगेगा कि काम नहीं किया, तो थोड़ा ऐसे ऐसा कर लेता
Bro,
हूँ.
you think
सर लेकिन ये फैमिली का आधा घर इधर है और आधा इधर है. हाँ तो देख लेंगे ना,
अरे.
उन लोग कर लेंगे. साला ऐसा कुछ करके करके भाग गए ब्रो
It's
सब.
almost
Fucking
like
annoying.
he's almost said that मैं एक काम करता हूँ, मैं एक पॉइंट पकड़ता हूँ हाथ और फिर ऐसे 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 करके नीचे आता हूँ. And
I think
that's
उसका बच्चा, I think वो अपने बच्चे को लेके आया था, बेबी सिटिंग कर रहा था, बच्चा was constantly moving his chair, तो वो बना रहा है ऐसा सा, उसका जो भी स्टेट बॉर्डर्स बना रहा था, धीरे धीरे ऐसा
Bro,
उसको मिल गया.
you think there was at least one person who came and told him कि सर वास्तु के हिसाब से ना.
Mastiff.
Who's
क्योंकि
वास्तु?
वो सर क्या बोले वो
फेंग शुई आपने देखा सर बॉर्डर का?
Just that, I thought I was in India.
नहीं, but उसका there was some logic as to why he did it like that, but nobody.
He basically went like, okay, so this is the very brief reading I'd done for a second-hand story, but essentially like he had such little time that the most that he was able to do in that short amount of time was, he was like, where are the most, let's divide it religiously, where are the most numbers of Hindus, most number of Muslims, and he just kind of like carved the two things out of that. So it was, by the way, he regretted it. He later went and
Yeah.
said it was too less time. And
No shit, Ratcliffe.
No
exactly,
shit.
and the partition was so horrific that I mean, of course, like at the end of the day, like he was
So
like,
fundamentally, it's not going to work, right? तू कितना भी करे, you can see where more populated, but
Yeah.
so many
And-
Muslims from here were here, and so many
Exactly.
Hindus from here were there. What?
and
Like-
that's the thing. So at the end of the
And
day,
in fact, doing that creates that weird system. Oh shit, I need to be there and I need to be here, wala. That
Yeah, and that
fear.
and that
There is-
proclamation
there
of
is-
having to.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kautuk, go for it.
there was one movie or there was a story or something like that about like there was this one house on the border. I think someone had told me about this. It was a Vidya Balan movie or something like that, where the house was cleanly divided between India and Pakistan. So the
Oh.
line ran through it. So it caused a whole different set of issues.
This is very similar to this show is to come on Sony called Family Number One.
Oh yeah.
House was divided ना, इधर कंवलजीत और उसके बच्चे हो-
That's a
opposite, I
throwback.
forget the-
Family number one.
Family
number one.
number one.
But उसका
क्या
उसका
shows थे
opening-
हमारे टाइम पे?
हाँ, उसका ओपनिंग काफी अच्छा था.
You know something? I have
इससे
never,
family number 1 10 बार बोला है.
हाँ.
bro. It has
Family
taken so
number
many
1.
years for family number 1 to become an allegory for the partition.
Partition.
Uh, so I was going through, I found some interesting stuff. Okay, guess what? अपने first Independence Day पे, we didn't have a national anthem.
Yeah.
Huh.
अपने पास जन गण मन नहीं था वो टाइम तक.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was, I think it came in 1950, if I'm not mistaken.
50 is too late, I think.
But it was written, man. It was
But
written.
was it
No,
officially
it was
commissioned?
written. It wasn't. No, so if we didn't have it on, there was a Bengali version of the song written in 1911 by Rabindranath Tagore, but it was adapted as our national anthem only in 1950. तो पहले लिखा था, बट उसके बाद अडैप्ट 1950 में किया. सेम थिंग विद आवर नेशनल सॉन्ग. अभी वंदे मातरम जो बंकिम चंद्र चटर्जी, राइट, बंकिम चंद्र चटर्जी, करेक्ट, he had written it in his play, which was then sung by Rabindranath Tagore and then officially made a national song in
Yeah,
1950.
you're right, you're right. Some वो Republic Day time पे हुआ था ना.
Yeah, and by the way, hats off Rabindranath Tagore, because तो imagine कर अगर इंडिया बॉलीवुड मूवी है ना, तो वो टाइम पे रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर, अरिजीत सिंह कि सब कुछ
Say
वही किए,
Gulzar
लेके
more than Gulzar
फिर
or
लिखा भी गाया भी,
Yeah.
दोनों गाया ना. वंदे मातरम गाया, जन गण मन लिखा,
Oh, I
और
didn't
अपना
know
ही
that.
नहीं, he also wrote the national anthem for Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
That was also Rabindranath Tagore. Amar Sonar Bangla, right? Amar Sonar Bangla.
Yeah.
This is like and do you think that at that time there were comparisons? It's like ये वाला तुमने ज्यादा अच्छा लिखा है, ये वाला ये हम लोग को इतना अच्छा नहीं लगा. You think that was pressure that he was working with?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I can't even imagine. I think that's
As an
the thing.
artist.
I think you have to just write the song and then it becomes the national anthem. I think the pressure to write a national anthem would be so much more intense.
Yeah, because even the Bangladesh national anthem, I think they've taken the first 16 verses or something from a song that Rabindranath Tagore has written.
By the way, one more thing that's worth talking about is the evolution of the Indian flag. Like, it's very interesting to see the different iterations that we came up with before we like landed on
this, yeah.
the current flag that we have, right? So the flag that we have today is an sort of like a altered version of the flag that Pingali Venkaiah came up with. And he had initially put Gandhiji's charkha as the central symbol, which we then replaced with the Ashok Chakra. So, and before that, like, there was a bunch of iterations. And interestingly, we used to have like words on the flag. So one of the earlier iterations, we had Vande Mataram on the flag. In the middle.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a very cool looking
Because
flag.
I remember reading one which was red, yellow, and green. And I think early 1906 के आसपास,
1907, yeah.
Does
they had raised it
any
in
flag
Kolkata.
have words? Has any flag ever had like words on it ever?
That's a good question. Don't know. But by the way, Baba, I'm just going to share this. Baba, I'm just sharing this.
If we had actually continued having that flag, ours would be like the only one, I think. I don't think there's any flag with actual like words on it.
I think that there are.
Oh, these are the old iterations. Oh, we also had to have the Union Jack at some point, huh?
This is
ये हम लोग का है क्या?
1917.
Bangladesh.
No, 1917. This is the Home Rule movement. So where we were pushing for, we wanted to be a dominion. So you would have the British flag here, and then you would have like our thing.
Which is what Australia. Australia still has to do that. Yeah, Australia still has to do a lot of the other like whatever.
No, but like, yes, all bias aside, our flag looks good, man.
Yeah.
I really like our flag. The meaning behind it. I mean, every flag has its own significance, meaning behind the colors, etc. But something about the Indian flag, man, I think it looks gorgeous.
It's great design. You know what?
See, लहराने का मन करता.
By the way,
मन करता.
One other very good design element is the rupee symbol. Really love it.
Yeah.
I think the rupee symbol looks super cool.
Yeah.
And you know
we
that
never had a symbol. That is the only symbol we've had.
Sorry, continue.
नहीं क्या बोल रहा था बाबा?
No, I was saying that the rupee symbol was briefed as a design project, no?
Yeah.
That
Oh yeah.
2010
तेरे को
में
आया
आया
था
ना
क्या?
ये बाबा?
I
Did
think
you
so. I don't remember the exact, but
did you lose that contract, Baba?
it was a design project, and that's what
It was.
came. So
Very cool design. Very cool design. The person who came up with the rupee symbol is Uday Kumar Dharmalingam. He's an Indian academic and designer noted for his design of the Indian rupee sign. Very cool design.
Yeah, very nice.
I hope he got
Acha.
paid like a lot of money for it.
no,
He didn't get
I doubt he would have gotten paid a lot of money for it. And
imagine like creating the symbol for money, and then like if there was a royalty element attached to it as an artist
yeah,
every time it is used.
but it was a design contest, so
Uh,
technically, yeah.
But how cool is that to see your design being used at that level, right? Like to literally shape the nation. That's so insane.
So no, I was going to talk about like just the movies that are representative of not just the freedom struggle or anything like that, but even post the freedom struggle. I think the the patriotic movies have changed so much, and so they've there is a certain jingoism attached to a lot of them, but they're really great stories, right? They're told really well. Like if you look at the earlier ones that happened, it was always about like pure, it was pure desh bhakti, dushman ko marenge, that kind of thing, which for example the Americans always, after World War II, that spurt of World War films were purely, whether it was Guns of Navarone or Escape from Sobibor or anything. But even within that, there were real stories that were being told, right? We started telling real stories, or the ability of telling real stories, fairly late in the game. Like we
yeah,
put a
it's
few
the
right.
moment JP Datta and Sunny Deol decided we are going to make
Speaking of,
Listen.
guys,
ha
we are going to be talking about Gadar a little later.
yes,
So
stay
stay
tuned.
tuned. Stay
Yeah,
tuned.
but
Stay
before
tuned.
before we get together, I do want to say this. I was talking to Thakur about this. The fact that, and we have spoken extensively about border, there's no need to retread that, but have to mention that I don't think we've had a war film better than border.
Yeah.
It is, I think, still the high benchmark with which
From what?
Yeah.
From what? From a jingoistic entertainment
No, man, it's got everything. It's like a Roland Emmerich film, but
Yeah,
as a war
hands
film.
down.
Yeah.
I mean, what I mean is that, it's like the way that Roland Emmerich does. Here are 5 different people. Here are their lives as they're being impacted by this particular thing. It's got like the characters in it beautifully fleshed out with their backstories coming together, what happens, all of that stuff. Like it's got patriotism, it's got dialogues, it's got drama, it's got thumbs up, it's got everything, dude. What a great
Yeah.
movie.
I think the only other like war film that for me came close was Laksh. I think Laksh was like in the complete opposite in treatment and stuff like that, right? But still evokes that
Very
feeling
good.
of
Yeah.
patriotism inside of you from a very different lens. Like Border, I can watch anytime. Which
Border,
is probably playing on Star Gold as we speak. Like
Yeah.
put it
The-
on.
the-
It's
For the
probably
next 1
playing.
week, that
But
is
that-
Star Gold's entire playlist is just that.
But you know
Border
that-
and Lagan.
Sorry, but that's the thing, right? Like while Border is great and epic, and it truly is something, it is extremely entertaining to
it's
watch.
entertaining. That's the thing.
Yes.
Like Laksh is probably story wise and craft and all of that.
Yeah.
It might be slightly more like elegant and
That
stuff
is
like
what
that,
that is what I was getting at, right? Like the craft of these things have gotten so much better. The storytelling or the stories itself have gotten so much better. Like Lalkar, I don't know if you guys know Lalkar, which was one of the few old war films that were genuinely I thought that was really good, right?
What about Hakikat?
Hakikat was also good, actually. Shit. Okay. But no, I'm saying like Hakikat Lalkar, you won't find another one. I mean,
Tiranga.
Aradhana was
Tiranga,
not,
dude.
Tiranga is not a good example at all, because also they don't go to war in Tiranga.
Bro, Krantiveer. That.
They don't go to war. That's my point.
Yeah. It's the war within. It's the war within the society. There is देख भाई मैं फिल्म स्टडीज किया है मैं क्या चिपका रहा मैं रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव भी सब चिपका
But
रहा
I'm saying if you
Ah.
are talking about no, I'm saying even if you are talking about societal change, then every Sham Benegal film, right? But that's not where we are going. I'm saying like actual war, like
Sher Shah was also very good.
Sher Shah,
Sher Shah was good.
I was coming to it. The stories itself, like you look at Razi. So these kind of stories we didn't have, right? Like
Amazing.
we didn't have the back end of even. I even saw Mission Majnu, okay,
I saw
on
Mission
Netflix.
Majnu. Interesting.
And I thought that the story itself is pretty rich and
Siddharth
pretty,
Malhotra, no?
Siddharth
Yeah,
Malhotra.
yeah.
Yeah, Siddharth Malhotra, right? Like if one of the stories that I don't know how many people have seen it, but I've seen the movie at least 3 times because I really like it. But it's one of the only films on the Indian Navy, and it's a submarine attack film called Ghazi Attack, right? So the way the story is being told, the way and for us, unfortunately, for a very long time after we gained independence, even after the 71 war, we didn't get the true stories for a very long time. Sure, we had Paramveer Chakra, but if you remember the way Paramveer Chakra was told, right, it was more about the person than the act. The act was not as was obviously highlighted, etc., but it wasn't the pre and the how you sort of got there.
By the way, full disclosure, I have no idea what movie this is. I
Yeah.
haven't watched.
Paramveer Chakra is the TV show. Paramveer Chakra was the TV series of the.
Oh.
Read the room, Baba.
Yeah. हम लोग
So-
family number 1 वाले बंदे.
No, but so by the way, so I think when this episode comes out, before that, on second-hand stories, I'm doing in this month 3 stories from the 1971 war. And I was looking at some of the Paramveer Chakra stories, and they are outstanding.
Yeah,
They are
yeah.
truly like,
Yeah.
because like if bravery is our highest ideal, the Paramveer Chakra stories are the
Yeah, for
absolute
sure.
highest of those highest ideals.
You
It's
remember
absolutely crazy.
you all remember the time when I was obsessed with the Paramveer Chakra and I'd actually written one synopsis and one thing of trying to remake the damn thing, which fell fully flat eventually because they were like, "Tu kaun hai?" So I was like, "Yes, that's true."
Oh.
That's true. Yeah. But no, but I'm just saying, like, if you look at all, and then if you look at a lot of the patriotic films, like even for example, the story of it's John Abraham and Diana Penty, but Parmanu, right?
Parmanu, yeah.
Like
Hmm.
the
वो हम
details
लोग का
of
Oppenheimer था.
the details
No,
of
but that, and you know, so many people, sorry, Baba, to cut you, because so many people at that point of time had no idea about this.
Yeah.
That's
कि
what
ऐसा
I'm saying.
कुछ हुआ है, because the sheer audacity of India at that point to do it under the CIA's nose without them knowing. Bill Clinton was against it. फिर भी we managed to conduct, this is 98, फिर भी we managed to conduct what 5 underground tests,
Tests.
which is like a story you want should be out there.
And that's what I'm saying. Like just the stories weren't. I mean, they were there, but no one picked them up. No one told them. No one got the. I don't know whether it's the.
You think we don't invest as much in the glorification of our military as America does. America like Top Gun is their like regular pop culture
Full
film,
propaganda.
which is a straight for all the Transformer movies were initially all military movies.
So the thing about the thing about that relationship is that it's symbiotic, right? There is enough cooperation from the armed forces to be able to get stuff. Like for Top Gun, you need to destroy at least one plane, right?
Yeah.
Like you're destroying
No,
at
so
least one
apparently
plane.
there's this one jet that has been used since True Lies to Avengers. There's this one jet that has been used and destroyed over and over again. The one that Hulk destroys in Avengers is the same one that Arnold Schwarzenegger
Arnold
flies in
Schwarzenegger hangs from in True Lies.
yeah.
But the thing about it is that it also, the reason why, and you're right, the glorification of the armed forces is a very big thing in Hollywood movies. What it also ends up doing, therefore, is allowing for a huge amount of recruitment into the armed forces
Yeah.
as well. It's a great like PR campaign as well, right? Like to get recruited into the armed forces. Similarly, here we started doing that fairly late, right? We
Okay.
started doing that fairly late and using it necessarily as a tool where you could make it look cool. Like everyone, I mean, earlier it was always like, oh my God, uniforms are so great, but it stopped at that. You didn't know how or what went inside the person, because even if you look at Aradhana, it's the story of Rajesh Krishna. It's Rajesh Krishna, Rajesh Khanna.
Rajesh
It's
Khanna.
it's the story of Rajesh Khanna, but it's not the story of Rajesh Khanna flying a plane in the middle of a war. Sure, he
Yeah.
dies. Sorry, spoilers.
What?
Sorry,
All
spoilers.
you guys can go tell your
So-
parents about what is
Six. Somebody just spoiled Aradhana for you. But
Uh,
also the Jackie Shroff, like at some point, I thought planes couldn't fly at night because of Jackie Shroff.
Aadar, that's completely your fault because you were flying in a plane while watching that movie, probably
Yeah.
in the night.
Dude,
Border.
there was another a project I was working on, which had something to do with the armed forces, and so we got to meet a few of the army personnel and some of the people that were part of the army. And man, like two or three things that they said and the way they conduct themselves is just inspirational in a very like everyday level. You know, in the sense that like the ingrained discipline of the way that they
Yeah.
behave and conduct themselves, the way that they are polished in the way they speak, how direct and they provide the correct amount of information at all times.
Yeah.
It's
Just
not-
something about it. I think physically also
Very
just
specific.
changes them,
Yeah.
right? Because you suddenly, you can always spot a person from the armed forces, right? Because back straight, this well, disciplined,
Yeah.
speaks well, good etiquette, and to think of the kind of terrain that they're operating in, the amount of time they spend there. Like सियाचिन पे जो लोग रहते हैं, जो अपने आर्म फोर्सेस उधर है, I can't even imagine what level of strength and like
Mental
tenacity,
fortitude.
mental fortitude. That's the one, Baba, that you
Just to
need to
survive
have to
there
be just to
is
survive.
yeah.
Fighting
Yeah.
is later. तू पहले
Yeah.
देखो जिंदा
To
रहना
be
है. And
vigilant enough to actually
it's
do your job.
mental.
Guys, this might come as a surprise to you, but I have never been at Siachen, right? So,
Oh, really, Baba?
so because I've never been to Siachen, the just conceptually think about it. No, like you're fighting on a glacier, right? Like you're technically fighting on a glacier, right? And there was this. Now I don't know if this is urban legend, not urban legend, but it just sounds too fucking cool. Okay, the point is that like because you're fighting on a glacier, there is a chance that you have to shift base camp every couple of months because you have moved. Geographically speaking, you have moved, so you need to shift your
Wow.
base camp back to a position because it's a glacier, right? So even if it's
Yeah.
moving slowly, over a week you've at least moved like 10 meters or something. I don't know how much time, but I'm like, just conceptually think about it. Na, ye kya ajeeb problem hai ki tera
You know-
border moving hai.
You know, when I was in the armed forces in my movie जब तक है जान, हम लोग ये सब जगहों पे गए ना ब्रो.
तू शाहरुख का वार्डरोब मैनेजर था
क्या?
आर्म फोर्सेस में.
नहीं,
तू
हाँ,
शाहरुख
मैं
का
उसको बॉम्ब
वार्डरोब
शूट देता था.
हाँ.
If you गया ना द्रास वास ये सब सेक्टर जाना खाड़ दूंगा ब्रो. Firstly, our army is creating roads in the most inhospitable terrains on this planet. ठीक है.
और बीएमसी यहाँ पे लोखंड वाला में नहीं बना पा रहे हैं.
इधर नहीं, इधर उन लोग ऊपर कितने हाइट पे बैठ के there's that massive bridge that they've connected, which is the highest bridge in the world.
Highest
Okay,
motorable
to
bridge.
cross. No, motorable road is Khardungla.
No,
Khardungla
motorable
Pass.
bridge.
Yeah, that also our armed forces, I'm sorry, not me at all, but our armed forces have made the largest civilian rescue operation, bro. Operation Rahat, which have the thing in Uttarakhand. 30,000 people, civilians, were evacuated by the armed forces. They had to do like about 2,000 sorties with helicopters to get people out of there to safety. They supplied over 3 lakh tons of, not tons, 3 lakh kgs of relief material. When I was reading about this, I'm just like, how, like, it's mental how they manage to do this.
Yeah, just on a sheer, like, forget the conditions and the grit and bravery it takes to operate in those conditions. But even if you think about it from a purely logistical point of view, right? Like,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
transport that much stuff, right?
correct.
It's like, to get it done seamlessly is just outstanding. And one of the things, by the way, when you speak to some of the armed forces personnel, they will tell you this, that a lot of their behavior and sort of like their outlook on life is shaped by the fact that everything they do is geared towards one very specific task, and that task involves a difference between life and death. So, for example, if you say that they are punctual, right, that they believe in being on time and being on the at the exact time, not 1 second before, not 1 second late. One of the reasons, this was told to me by an armed forces personnel, the reason is that being 1 second early or 1 second late is all right in civilian life. But if you're on the ground during a war, that 1 second early, 1 second late could be the difference between something exploding beside you, near
Yeah.
you, at you, right?
Yeah.
So on you. So that's why they're so precise, and it's so, like, it's such a well-oiled machine, like, dedicated towards that one sort of life or death situation
You
action.
can never get tired of hearing stories. Like if you have
Yeah.
the chance to interact with anybody from the armed forces, and you're sitting having a drink with them, मैं भाई आप बोलते रहो सिर्फ
Yeah,
आप
man.
Yeah,
सिर्फ
yeah,
बोलते
More
रहो
fun.
मुझे सिर्फ आपकी स्टोरी सुननी है
yeah, yeah.
because there is something so innately like wow because I don't have
Adventurous.
the like it's almost like you're vicariously living through them, right? Because I don't have the balls to be doing what
Also,
he's
we've
doing. And this also our army is the largest voluntary army, right? Because like other countries have like mandatory military service, conscription. We
Conscription.
also have a provision for conscription, but we've never used it.
mm,
All of this is entirely voluntary. In fact,
Yeah.
like somebody was telling me that because also there's no reservation based caste, religion, none of that. Okay, in the armed forces, you are who you are. Once you join, you're a person in the armed forces and nothing more. Right? So there's never any
that in a
uh,
way becomes your identity in a way.
yeah.
Like that's the
But what
defining
they do
feature
is
of your
because there's
life.
so many multi-faith personnel working, they have obviously different sort of prayer rooms for different people. But the event of one specific camp or base camp not having it, they create one room which has all the religions ka, the symbols and everything. I forget what it's called. I read and I was like, that is so cool. Where it's that one common room with all your gods in front of you across religions, and people go and play there.
That's amazing.
Dude, I've had family who are like, and like there are people who are like pilots and things like that, and like cousins, parents, and everybody who's like Delhi and stuff like that. So there are stories with them where I remember the way they would live versus how we would live was very, very different.
Yeah.
Like the way that household functions versus like where हाँ चलो चल रहा है आलस में काम चल रहा है. It's just like there it's like very specific. जब dinner time है तो dinner time है और सब लोग टेबल पे बैठे हैं. And but the story like there was this one show. I don't know if you guys have done the Vizig. Have you gone to do like a Vizig show?
I've
Yeah, we
I've
did
heard of
now.
this. I didn't get
We
to do
did
Vizag.
what? Vizag? No, we didn't do Vizag. I didn't do Vizag.
नहीं.
I did Vizag
So
at the time I had gone. I didn't get to experience it.
I went to Vizag only because the people promised me that I will get to sit in a MiG-29. That was the only reason. I was
And
like,
did
"Bhai,
you?
jayega." Yeah, he took me there and he made me sitting. He didn't
हाँ
fly,
मतलब
but
हवे
like,
में नहीं थे जमीन पे था हाँ
नहीं
ठीक
नहीं
है वो
नहीं
भी अच्छा है ब्रो
जमीन
मेरे को वो भी
ऊपर से
चल
हाँ.
जाएगा वो भी चले मेरे को एक बार फाइटर जेट पे बैठना है और एक थोड़ा टैंक में भी हो जिश
Hmm. So he sat down and he's like, don't touch anything. I was like, okay, you want selfie? He's like, yes, I want selfie.
तू
Bro,
गलती से
But
ऐसा
don't
कुछ
touch anything.
केक कुछ उड़ेश
bro, military vehicles, just the
It's in,
vibe of them.
dude. The
and
number of
he's like
things in front of you is the scariest thing in the world because इतना buttons देख के मैं डर गया हूँ. मेरे को कुछ हाथ नहीं लगाने का.
Yeah.
नहीं तू कैसे तुमने स्वॉट कैट्स नहीं देखा क्या बचपन में एक
So,
बटन
Miss Peggy.
By the way, here's a fun trivia question for you guys. Which prime minister of ours has featured in Vogue? Come on, Vogue.
In Vogue?
No,
Rajiv
magazine.
Gandhi.
Magazine, Vogue magazine. bhai.
Rajiv Gandhi.
No.
वो था क्या उसमें?
Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji.
Oh shit, वो
Oh,
उतना
wow.
टाइम पहले था.
He wasn't on the cover, he was in one of the pages inside, but still in Vogue nonetheless. Because
You think they
वो
did
पूरा
that?
नेहरू जैकेट वाला स्टाइल बहुत बहुत फैल गया
Ah.
हर
Oh,
जगह कि अरे
for literally for the fashion of Nehru jacket.
no, I'm saying his attire was everywhere. That's not why he was featured in Vogue. I'm just saying that his style and all was everywhere. There's no
Style
article,
super.
there's no picture. I tried to look for the picture. There was no picture that they found, but there was just a picture of him wearing his Nehru jacket.
कहाँ से कहाँ आ
Featured
गया
him.
Vogue? Now it's like 50 questions with Vogue, which are like वो देखिएगा तुम लोग ने videos. Hi, welcome to my house. The
लेकिन
fake
Vogue
fake
magazine अभी
videos.
तक है, ऐसा नहीं कि वो
हाँ
YouTube
पता
चैनल
है.
बन गया है.
By the way, so I mean, it's more relevant to bring this up on Republic Day, but worth talking about also, I think the greatest document of our country, which is the Constitution.
Yeah.
Like just an outstanding feat in its own right. And one of the, like just a few things about it, right? So our constitution is the longest constitution in the world, like just by number of words. And I mean, I can't tell you the exact thing. I found 2-3 numbers, but it's the lengthiest constitution. The smallest one, by the way, is of Monaco. I don't know how to.
Yeah.
Not
We
the
are
biscuit,
free.
the country.
I realized as soon as
Monaco
I
is
said
the biscuit
then
and
I
Monaco
thought
is the country.
Monaco is the
Then I
country.
said no, that's
अरे
not right.
टेंशन नहीं है
Monaco.
मोनाको जाके मोनाको खा bro.
हाँ,
और
so
फिर तू
Monaco.
मोनाको बोल की टेंशन नहीं है.
So Monaco का constitution is 3,814 words.
17 different ways, 17 different places where you can't park your yacht. सर ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, बस यही है भाई. इधर अच्छे रास्ते, इधर F1 हो रहा है, इधर तुम्हारी
F1
yacht
के
दूर
टाइम
रखना.
ट्रैफिक जैम. F1 के
हाँ,
टाइम ट्रैफिक जैम.
don't cross the road while F1 is going on. And yeah,
use your helicopter during F1.
Yeah, enjoy. And yeah, taxes are only a suggestion, not reality. So
Bro, also
what with
उन
it.
लोग का please don't throw glass bottles during F1 race on the street from window. ऐसा सब भी है.
But the actual smallest constitution must be the Big Boss constitution, which is do whatever you want, man.
And wherever you want, man.
Finn.
You think Monaco में जब ग्रांड प्री हो रही है, like
Actually,
वो लोग-
सबके
those-
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में होना चाहिए पूरा इसे मोटा एक बुक. If not, then do whatever you want.
Do whatever you
सबके इसमें
want.
भाई जगह ऐड कर दी है. Liberty, equality for all, or whatever you want.
हाँ, Aadar, क्या बोल रहा है?
think- अरे because the Monaco thing happens like in the regular streets, like those
Yeah.
are the roads.
It's a
that
street
are-
circuit. Yeah, it's a street
Yeah, it's
circuit.
a street circuit. It's just that हम लोग का street circuit होगा, लोग वहाँ पे कपड़े सुखा रहे होंगे बाहर खिड़की के, and imagine like a bra falling on like the drive.
तू लोखंडवाला में फॉर्मूला 1 का गाड़ी नहीं चला सकता है क्योंकि तेरा
देख मैं चला सकता हूँ, वो रहेगी कि नहीं गाड़ी, उसके बाद क्या होगा वो अलग बात है.
You don't
चला
know
सकता
what
है.
नहीं आदर क्योंकि you don't know the ground clearance of a Formula 1 car. The ground clearance of a Formula 1 car is less than the depth of any crater that is there in Lokhandwala. Okay, so
Formula.
उसको स्पीड ब्रेकर पे डालना है. बीच में वो भी जोक चला था ना जो हम लोग का बना था दिल्ली में. यहाँ पे स्पीड दिल बी द ओनली Formula 1 circuit with a speed breaker.
So to come back to the constitution, 2-3 more facts about it. So one is that our constitution, the OG document, wasn't printed or anything like that. It was handwritten.
Yeah.
And it's handwritten in Hindi and English by Prem Bihari Narayan Raizada. Okay, now these documents are kept in a helium case. Okay, this is basically a case filled with helium gas because the gas is inert and it doesn't react with the document. So it's kept in the library of the Parliament of India. So this is something I would love to see, man.
Don't say
100%.
it out loud because Nicolas Cage will steal it and call it National Treasure 3, Book of Indian Secrets. क्या मस्त पिक्चर था.
उस पे धागा बांधेगा और वो हीलियम के साथ ऐसा उड़ जाएगा हम लोग का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लेके.
And the architect of our constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he studied 60 constitutions before coming up with ours. So it's one of the most well researched and put together documents. So definitely Would love to
Easy.
see.
But you remember I told you guys about this one place I went to in France, right? La Precope, one of the oldest restaurants in Paris, where Benjamin Franklin would come, meet with the French revolutionaries, and take their help and sit in like write drafts of the Constitution there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
You
Benjamin
know,
Franklin में copy मार रहा था basically.
No, but the thing that I thought of when Thakur was telling this thing right now was that even writing the Constitution is still a writing job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you still have to approach it the way that you would as a writer, where you have to write in drafts, where some days
Think
you'll
it and be
feel
able
like,
to articulate it correctly.
Yeah.
Delivery
If
date.
you leave it to personal interpretation, then it's do whatever you want.
No,
only, na?
and the problem with, not only do you have to be legally so sound, and you have to get almost, you have to also see the future, and you have to come at it from a progress lens, right? And then you have, of course, you later will have amendments, etc. But just you have to imagine it from that vision, and that's really, and the amount of times that the Constitution has I don't know of any instances with us, but like seeing enough pop culture, etc., the amount of times that the Constitution has been misrepresented in movies and stuff like that, with obviously prior actual events that have happened, just by the virtue of a word being here and there, or an additional word being added somewhere else. So for example, the fact that in one section you are saying all men and women are equal based on all men and women are equal by being born in the country, for example. Later on, if you give an additional thing for whatever reason, then you are saying that, oh, so only if they're born in the country are they thing, but if this happens, then so you have to make sure that you're covered from all avenues.
Citizens of
It's
India.
foolproof.
Yeah, it's
but
like
citizens of India is also an issue. Like, it's what if somebody who's not a citizen?
It's incredibly hard. It's incredibly hard.
So also to think, right, from that time till now, like Kautuk, remember अपन ने एक बार research कर रहे थे, we saw that picture of the rocket for our space program being taken on a cycle, right? And like the other day, you are watching Chandrayaan on its way, and it's now in moon's orbit, and it's going to, which failed, by the way. The previous one fail hua, and we saw it fail, but boom, got up, went back at it, right, at cost which is 1/3 the movie but like a big budget Hollywood movie का budget का 1/3 cost पे तू भेज रहा है moon को. Remember that thing that came out when Gravity, the movie, जब आया था,
I think उस time मंगलयान जा रहा था.
they went to compare, right? Like the cost to going to Mars was cheaper than Gravity, the movie.
Crazy. Yeah, we have one of the most affordable, like, which is a word you don't usually see used, but one of the most affordable space programs. It's literally kifaiti in one sense, and that kifaiti is also, it's ingenious the way that it's been done, and it's ingenious that it works so well. Definitely a huge sort of like credit to our country.
And
I think Indians are the only people who look at a rocket and go, sorry.
We are one of the 5 countries, right, who have a proper running space program.
Yeah.
From what 198 countries, how many countries are there in the world? To be in the top 5, when your space program started in 60s with barely any budget. Like if you, there's a killer audio series that Harsha Bhogle is voicing. It's the story of how ISRO came into being from Vikram Sarabhai and Homi Baba. There's a show also, Rocket Boys.
Rocket Boys.
Rocket Boys.
Really well put together. So if you're interested in knowing the history of ISRO, like, you should definitely check out this
by the way,
podcast and show.
I think there must be at least one person who probably doesn't know that Rocket Man is not a sequel to Rocket Boys. Who saw it and was like, that's
a completely different tangent of the story. Rocket बनाने के बाद इनको piano player बनने का था.
Not to be confused with Rocket or Rani ki Prem Kahani. That is not.
That's completely different.
That's completely different.
So there was one more thing that I'd found. So we were talking about the Paramveer Chakra, which is the highest military
Yeah.
honor. There is also the highest civilian honor in our country, which is the Bharat Ratna. Right? And so lots of illustrious people have gotten the Bharat Ratna. It's absolutely the pinnacle of civilian achievement. But there are also two people, okay, who are not from India who have gotten the Bharat Ratna. Okay, they are
Sonia
who do you think
Gandhi
they are?
and Bob Christo.
No. Bob Christo deserves, like, I think he's might as well like Indian now. Like, let's just like I didn't know that there could be any other villain in a Hindi movie except
Who are
Bob
not
Christo.
from
Wait,
India, you
what
mean?
is this an honorary Bharat Ratna? वैसा होगा ना?
No. This is a.
So that's my question. Are they
There's no
born
such
in
thing as
India,
a
but they're
honorary.
not of
They are
Indian
not-
origin?
I mean, one person is not born in India at all. The second was born in pre-independence India. So
But they were citizens of the country when they got it.
No.
Oh.
they're just two of them.
Is it Tom Alter?
No.
Tom Alter को मिल रहा है तो Bob Christo को भी मिलना चाहिए फिर.
No,
No, it's
Tom
not.
Alter.
So okay, to cut
No,
short
can
this
you-
episode of
No.
Quizzing with Comedians.
I understand. I have to solve it. Can you just give some hint, like at least genre?
Okay, I'll
multiple
genuinely
choice.
give you one very big hint.
Multiple
They
choice.
both are linked with the father of our nation. So they are linked with Mahatma Gandhi. Who?
Oh, Richard Attenborough?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Jinha?
No.
No other. Jinnah didn't get Bharat Ratna.
They both have something to do with like they embodied his ideals. Let's put it that way. I think that's
Oh.
the easiest.
Nelson Mandela?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, and Mother Teresa.
Nelson
No.
Mandela.
Mother Teresa got it, but
Huh.
she eventually was a naturalized citizen. But the
Yes.
second person
Nelson
was
Mandela.
Abdul Ghaffar Khan.
Abdul Ghaffar.
Bro, I swear मैं अपने
Oh.
दिमाग में पुना था. Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan ना.
Yeah, one second.
See, the sad part about saying the answer in your head and not actually saying it loud is that when you actually get the answer and you say it loud, people think you are just saying it for the heck of it.
I think you are just saying it for the heck of.
Welcome to every episode of Quizzing with the Comedians and me.
अबे उधर भी जाके यही किया हूँ.
So,
उधर भी जाके.
so Nelson Mandela embodied Gandhi's ideals in South Africa, and Abdul Ghaffar Khan was known as Frontier Gandhi. So
हाँ, Frontier Gandhi. अरे मेरे को पूरा ऐसे स्कूल का history याद है.
yes. So both of them are the only two non-Indians to get the Bharat Ratna. Now, a few other interesting things about the Bharat Ratna is you get a lot of entitlements. Okay, once you get the highest civilian honor.
हाँ, मेरा
They-
तो काफी entitlement होएगा if I get it.
Apart from personal entitlement that you will feel. So
मतलब सीलिंग पे टोल नहीं भर रहा है. Excuse me,
हाँ.
Bharat Ratna.
But that is one of them. But that
So-
is
It should be.
So
I'm
I'll
sure
tell
that
you.
is-
Okay, so I'll tell you some of the things, and I'll tell you my favorite one. Okay, so there you get a medallion and a miniature. You get a certificate signed by the President of India. Treatment as a state guest by state governments when traveling within a state. Indian missions abroad requested to facilitate recipients when requested. Entitlement to a diplomatic passport, and you're placed 7th in the Indian order of precedence. Okay, so in the list of dignitaries, you are 7th in the order. But this was my favorite one, and it tells me why I will never win the Bharat Ratna. My favorite one is lifetime free executive class travel on Air India.
Oh.
but that will probably not hold true anymore because Air India is not a government airline anymore.
But I'm sure they'll figure out some way of giving you
I'm
free
sure
tickets.
some
They will
airline
let
will
go
partner
of-
and be like,
Yeah.
हम भारत रत्न को लेके जाना चाहेंगे अपने
ले सा- हाँ.
फ्लाइट पे. वरुण नेविल कौतुक और आदर को निकालो, डिपोर्ट करो उनको, चले.
Deport
लेकिन
कर.
हम
चार
लोग
भारत रत्न आ रहे हैं फ्लाइट पे तो तेरे को क्यों बिठाएंगे? तेरे को अपन
But
चारों को
deport
निकालेंगे.
क्यों कर देंगे
जा रहे हैं? हम लोग बिजनेस क्लास क्यों जा रहे हैं एयर इंडिया में?
हाँ.
सर मेरे को मोनाको जाएगा.
Monaco.
ये ले मोनाको का पैकेट जा.
That's pretty cool, man. Like, it's the kind of thing that Aadar like gets 15 credit cards for.
Yeah. And then it's like suddenly, no, you've gotten bumped, sir.
It is simple. Other just become a Bharat Ratna.
Yeah.
By the way, one more thing. Who is the youngest Bharat Ratna awardee?
Oh, must be an artist.
He is in one way.
Is it Sachin?
Yes.
हाँ.
Sachin.
I was going to say he's also God.
Little
He's Sachin. Yeah, I thought it was Sachin.
little
Yeah.
master.
Okay. One more very cool thing about India. Okay. This is about the IPL. Right?
Done. Ready.
Okay. So we are in a per match broadcast value of sports leagues around the world. Per match, how much does the thing earn?
8 crore का.
We are second in all the leagues. We're ahead of the Premier League, all of that.
Yeah.
So
Oh, huh.
per
Super
match,
Bowl. Super Bowl
Yeah.
is highest.
so per match, the NFL is the highest with 17 million per match. Okay, dollars. India IPL is $13.4 million, which is the second. EPL is after that at 11 million. And the NBA is fifth with 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Because
here's-
NBA doesn't have. अरे आइए जंगली रमी पे.
Yeah.
आइए तो सही जंगली रमी पे आइए.
आप
एक
सर
था-
बास्केटबॉल खेलो, ये मैं कर लेता हूँ.
हाँ. हाँ.
I was watching
लेब्रॉन
a
बॉल दे रहे
rando-
किसी को. लेब्रॉन
I was
बोला मैं
watching
डांस
a-
कर लेता हूँ आप बास्केटबॉल खेलो.
लब्रॉन वो कर रहा है जिसपे वैसे चक्कर का. सर आप ये मैं कर लेता हूँ, आप ड्रीम
लेब्रॉन भी ड्रीम 11
11
पे टीम बना रहा है.
हाँ,
Dream 11 पे. But no, I was watching a random YouTube clip where Joe Rogan is finding out how many followers Virat Kohli has.
Oh, even I saw
Just
that
being
piece of shit.
shocked. Just being shocked. Who is this?
क्योंकि उसको कुछ 230 मिलियन है.
हाँ.
ठीक है विराट कोहली. And look at King James. King James 80-90 पे. पता नहीं कितने हैं, but विराट कोहली का वो देख के
उसका
उसकी
50-60
दिमाग हट गया.
है. हाँ.
ये कौन है और 230 मिलियन.
Bro, this
No,
was-
but he was praising Virat Kohli and like going like how oblivious that Americans are to what like
No,
the
but I'm
sporting
also
world
saying
is.
that is only his internet, whatever, on one social media app following. If Virat
Yeah.
Kohli, if he actually thinks about it, there are 1.4 billion followers of Virat
Bro,
Kohli.
by the
Yeah.
way, this
If Virat
They just
Kohli
don't have a
starts a
Insta account.
podcast,
this
if
was my
Virat Kohli
exact
starts a
reaction.
podcast-
This was my exact
sorry.
reaction to seeing the view count of the amazing YouTube video called Chotu ke
Chotu
Golgappe.
ke Golgappe.
By the way, if you haven't seen it, Chotu ke Golgappe is at 1.7 billion views now.
Yeah.
my
Oh.
God.
Sorry,
There's a whole bunch of confused white people watching this video because it just shows up as one of the most popular videos in the world, and then they watch it, and then they're just like, "What the fuck
What?
is going on?"
questioning their existence.
Because that's
Indian-
what
this
even
is
most
Indian
Indians who are
cinema.
watching it are saying, "What the fuck is going on?"
What is
And why-
Golgappe?
What is
Arey, but
Chotu ke
Kautuk, was there a
Golgappe,
question that you had in your list of these first, second, third, fourth, fifth of match revenue?
No, so
Felt like you were building to a question. I was very curious.
Yeah.
not a question, but the 2-3 interesting things about it. So BCCI has sold IPL's TV and digital broadcast rights, okay, for
Separately,
separately, but
in every
like,
country separately.
cumulatively they've sold the whole damn package for 43,050 crores.
बता कितने जीरो है इसमें बता.
Okay, so
50,000. I like that extra 50 crores को शगुन के लिए रखा है इन लोग ने. And 1 rupee.
You know this
It should be
figure
like-
sounds like वो Bollywood movie में था ना अरबों करोड़.
it is that. It is
What
literally
the fuck does that even? What does
a
Arbo-
bajillion, zillion
Wow.
dollars.
But I have a
10
feeling this is a
million.
low-balled number.
So
I think
okay,
this is
so
a low.
No, but bro, the fact that even if the number
What's
तू
the बाकी
दस-
cash component?
10 million आगे पीछे भी कर numbers में ठीक है whatever it is. Imagine what it feels like to be like a Britisher, right? जो सोचा होगा कि इन लोग को हम लोग ने क्रिकेट दिखाया बताया कि क्या ऐसा खेलते हैं ये इसको
3
bat
गुना
बोलते हैं,
लगान लिया,
3
माफ
गुना
किया.
ऐसा
जब से वो
और
भुवन मिला है.
लिटरली अभी उन लोग भीख मांग रहे हैं जैसे कि प्लीज हमारे साथ आके खेलो राइट लाइक there's not been a bigger fuck you to them than literally like ruling the roost when it comes to a sport they've created and taught us.
Bro,
That's
and
nuts.
so here's another way of looking
And
at
they
the
didn't
numbers.
try to. It was Elizabeth who taught us. They didn't want to teach us.
Actually, it all started in 83 first, before IPL. 83 में इंग्लैंड जाके हराया वो था एक मस्त. हाँ सॉरी गौतम.
So to look at the numbers in one more way, okay. So the BCCI nets more than rupees 100 crore per match per match from the broadcast rights, okay, of each match. So, like
This
the way
is just
that,
IPL.
yeah, this is just IPL. I'm talking about the IPL. So the perspective is essentially ki like to think of the way that money and power interacts, right? The way that Bollywood holds some cultural power and producers put in all their effort and money and time and put together a thing. And when it reaches 100 crores, they're like, oh my God, I'm mukam pe pahunch gaye. It's unbelievable. One match, one night, IPL. So, essentially, to put it that way, this means that the BCCI essentially produces as many as 72 Bollywood movies in a 45-day long IPL campaign.
I'm sorry, 72 successful Bollywood movies. Like, and I think that financially successful is damn important in that sentence.
That's like 72 Rocky or Ranis or about 400 Hero Pantis.
Or basically, one Pathan was 10 IPL matches.
Correct.
Literally.
Or 59,000 Tirangas.
Or half Three Idiots.
Half three.
Unbelievable.
Dude,
So-
I remember Tiranga. I don't know if you guys remember. Like, if you guys have not seen Tiranga,
course.
please go to YouTube and go check out this movie where it's just Nana Patekar.
Nana Patekar, yes.
हाँ, Nana Patekar.
You know,
and every time Nana Patekar comes in, इसकी entry होती है with a police siren. I don't know if you remember. Every time his entry used to happen with a police siren.
Okay.
But long before like Akshay Kumar decided कि 15th August मेरा है, कैसे सब लोग ने बांट लिया ना? शाहरुख बोल रहा है मैं दिवाली, आमिर बोल रहा है मैं क्रिसमस, वो बोल रहा है सलमान मैं ईद, और अक्षय ने बोल दिया मैं इंडिपेंडेंस डे. मैं देख रहा था लास्ट कुछ 15 साल में 20 मूवीज अगर आए ना इंडिपेंडेंस डे या उसके जस्ट एक आध दिन पहले रिलीज होने वाले, उसमें से 12 मूवी अक्षय कुमार की है. Okay, and he has the entire spectrum of Rustam, like Babodam and
With mustache, without mustache.
No, but उसके ये वाले इंडिपेंडेंस डे वाले सब विदाउट mustache, with mustache, sorry.
With mustache.
वो जिसमें उसने मूछ निकाली ना, फ्लॉप. Like there's a movie called It's Entertainment. Why is this even a movie?
It sounds like
picture थी ना.
It's Entertainment sounds like a cassette label.
But
No, and how are you deciding? How are you deciding for me?
It's entertainment.
Like, you should just write it's fill in the blanks. अभी जो audience के दिमाग में आएगा, उन लोग दिखेगा बोर के लिए movie है. So I come out, it's fuck all, it's boring, it's great. It can be great also. A lot of people like the movie. Twinkle Khanna must have loved it.
It's the new
So, but इतने सारे picture आए थे, तो अक्षय कुमार has all of that, right? And this is a far cry from पहले वाला जो तेरा competition कैसा होता था, लगान, गदर.
Hardcore.
तो hardcore वाले. One second, I had a list that I'm going to open. I think
अभी भी
दिल
तो हो
चाहता
रहा है
है
ना.
also released around.
Independence Day.
Yeah.
नहीं.
आज उसका 20 साल हुआ. 20 नहीं, 23 साल.
Because it released in the same
22
year as Lagan or something. अच्छा, so you guys remember what like building में जो होता था हम लोग का, like every year लोगों, it is a holiday but there's still work to be done. एक वो समोसा, जलेबी and flag hoisting with everybody's rehearsal.
मजा.
वो जो building के बच्चों के साथ जो rehearsal करना, and one parent used to take responsibility of the
and the
flag
thing
hoisting.
was, my problem with this was that it was a holiday, but it would happen still at school time. It was early in the morning.
Dude, I would get woken up by the secretary screaming on the mic, requesting all members of society. Oh, mic फट रहा है, आवाज फट रहा है.
उसके पहले तो टेस्ट भी होता था ना. हेलो
Sound check.
1 2 हेलो and
ये कैसे चेक कर रहा है तू?
अरे एक
तू एको क्यों कर रहा है खुद?
हेलो चेक चल रहा नहीं है.
None of y'all appreciated because y'all had all windows facing towards the road.
My window was in the middle. हम लोग ऐसे थे.
Mine was in
in front of the building का flag pole होता था. मेरा window flag pole के बगल में.
नहीं, तो Kautuk knows what I'm talking about because it faces a quadrangle. So in that quadrangle, the damn thing echoes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You hear it 4 times.
और ये 4 स्पीकर लगा के सुबह सुबह हेलो 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 हेलो, अच्छा सुनाई दे, अरे सुनाई दे रहा है ना यार, रख दे माइक। फिर दूसरा बंदा आएगा चेक करने को, फिर तीसरा बंदा आता है चेक करने को, फिर सेक्रेटरी आता है चेक करने को, चेक 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 चेक।
और है ना,
वो
ये
माइक
सब के
इधर ही
बीच
पकड़
में
के बोले
एक ये सब के बीच में एक अनोइंग बच्चा जो नीचे पहुंच गया है,
Yeah.
तो उसको बोलते तू भी कर। और ये बच्चा अबे चुप साले, बस
No, and the
सोया
thing
हो।
is, secretary holding the mic, and then he puts the mic down and he's saying, अच्छा वॉल्यूम सब जगह बराबर है, तुम मेरे को लग रहा है थोड़ा बड़ा करना चाहिए, ये सब सुनाई दे रहा है उसके माइक में।
और उसको
Bro,
सब
there
विंडो पे
was
ऐसे देख रहे हैं कि कौन चिल्ला रहा है बे? सुबह
अरे
सुबह।
and
This was the original version of leaving your mic on Zoom. This is
yeah,
while you're working.
no, but there was also one other aspect of this that you've forgotten, which is where someone would invariably holding the mic walk right up to the
फीडबैक
speaker,
फीडबैक
and then one yeah,
oh, oh.
and
And
then
then
you,
you start moving like venom and it goes out of you and comes back.
Yeah.
वो ट्यूनिंग फोक कैसे होता है?
your
कान में आता है।
brain actually hits the hits your skull and then goes back.
But you know what, my like my earliest memories, and I used to really enjoy it, right? Because my parents would obviously wake up earlier, और उन लोग स्पीकर पे मस्त पैकी लता ताई की आवाज में
Hmm.
पेट्रियोटिक गाने।
Hmm.
I like उसका एक वाइब ही अलग था ब्रो, बहुत मजा आता था। I remember, I mean, I don't do it anymore. This is till I was about 10, 12, I think. And then, when you start growing older, you're like, मैं नहीं है, मैं नहीं जाएगा। Earlier, you would run down कि क्योंकि अभी lemon and spoon race होने वाला है, और ये सब होने वाले, तो शायद कोई जीत जाएगा। फिर उसके बाद क्रिकेट खेलेंगे, और ये टाइम पे क्रिकेट दोपहर तक खेलने देंगे क्योंकि इंडिपेंडेंस डे है, सब लोग आएंगे। उसका एक, और इससे इंडियन सोसाइटी में इंडिपेंडेंस डे सेलिब्रेट करने का वाइब वाज जस्ट समथिंग एल्स।
Yeah, it was also the fact that for once in this building where everyone is preoccupied with their own lives, their own thing,
Yeah.
doing their own like whatever, right? For this like for these few days, Independence Day, Republic Day, Holi, etc., the whole building would be on the same wavelength. Like
Yeah.
you're wearing similar
Yeah.
clothes, you're thinking similar things, you're having the same food. Like it's all like it was like it is truly one of those like social moments.
Can you guys I can still taste that peda we used to get, because I'm
Yes.
pretty
पेड़ा,
sure
जलेबी और
that
एक
peda was
ये
across
मिलता था
different
समोसा।
Indian buildings. उसका टेस्ट ना, मेरे को अभी ऐसे
Yeah,
सोचूंगा
yeah.
ना, ऐसे मुंह में टेस्ट आ रही है वो पेड़े की।
It's
स्पेशल
milk and
इंडिपेंडेंस
kerosene.
डे पेड़ा। हाँ,
So okay,
it's future type 2 diabetes if it were a peda, but amazing.
so we all remember the food and all these things, like you said, the sack race and वो सब होता था parents के साथ। There's these activities that we have in the building and then there's the national level activities that we do. We have the national address and everything. So different countries have different ways of doing their Independence Day or their national days. So I've picked out a few. The South Koreans, जो 15th August को ही है, so they celebrate restoration of light where Japan left, and they celebrate it with the special pardons for prisoners.
Oh,
Both independence literally.
Oh wow.
Jao.
but special pardons is I think here also.
US में भी
But
होता है
on that day,
but
on that
US
particular
में
day,
टर्की को पार्डन करते हैं।
अरे वो
They have a
थैंक्सगिविंग के
turkey
दिन है।
pardon. हाँ, Thanksgiving के दिन।
but उनको जाने देते हैं, like this is the day you get out of prison and stuff.
What else?
तो मतलब कुछ हल्का
Then-
हल्का जुर्माना होगा, ऐसे कोई
अरे
हार्डकोर
नहीं,
को थोड़ी
जो
जाने
भी है,
देंगे कि
whatever is the
गैंगस्टर को छोड़
president's-
दिया।
It's
सब लोग
like
अप्लाई
आज-
कर रहे हैं, सर
आज हम
आपने
15
16
आज
मर्डर
हम
किए,
लोग
मैं आपको नहीं
But-
पार्डन कर सकता।
15
But-
ड्रग डीलर्स को आज
But
छोड़ा जाएगा।
75th anniversary में किया था from what I remember.
अच्छा, on our
Yeah.
but this is a tradition that they do. This is like
लोग हर
on
साल
75th is like a monumental thing for a milestone for us,
Oh,
na?
no,
This is
yeah.
a thing that they do.
Anyway, what else?
Sorry, carry
Then
on.
there's Indonesia, which is 17th August is their national day, and they do the regular things like us: flag racing, community games, and
Flag
everything.
racing क्या होता है?
Flag raising.
Flag raising. Oh, sorry.
अलग अलग फ्लैग्स को भगा रहे थोड़ी है।
तो And then everything is there. Cooking competition hota hai. They have a shrimp cookie eating competition. Like shrimp
Wow.
cookie, like the जो हम लोग Chinese restaurant में खाते थे ना पहले वो shrimp
Prawn cracker.
वाला. हाँ, the cracker competitions.
ये तो मैं जीत जाऊंगा ब्रो. मैं तो जा रहा हूँ अगले इंडिपेंडेंस डे में साउथ कोरिया जा रहा हूँ.
Indonesia.
Prawn cracker
This is
competition.
Indonesia.
मैं
So
साउथ कोरिया पे जाऊंगा क्या problem?
तो साउथ कोरिया में जाके तो shrimp eating competition.
राइट ले लूंगा वहां से.
And then there's one in Indonesia which is very special. Is they oil palm trees. So palm trees hai. There's a palm tree climbing contest where they put oil on palm trees and then you have to climb on top and get the prize.
That's quite crazy because palm trees give you palm oil and then you put oil on the palm tree that gives you palm oil. ऐसा करके
You
गिरते
put
जा
the oil on the palm trees that gives you oil with the
Oil.
palm.
रहा है. Palm. Yeah.
And you climb
And you
with your
also
palms.
touch it with a palm, na?
Yeah.
And because palm and oil doesn't work,
And
slip
then
हो जाता है.
when you go on top and get the prize, music plays. Pamparam.
Yeeks.
This khatam. This is destroyed the whole
Yuck.
conversation.
Yeah.
No, I genuinely thought you'd say something
Yeah.
like, and then you put
Some-
palm olive on your face.
Palm olive,
Palm
exactly.
olive.
It was right
I
there.
was about to go
Pamparam
there.
क्या बोलता है यार बाबा?
Pamparam. वहाँ पे रणबीर
Pamparam.
कपूर डांस कर रहा है. डांस कर रहा है चढ़ के ऊपर. Pamparam.
देखो कैसे मिला बे गोल्डन बेयर.
Golden bear.
हाँ टाइटेनियम
Titanic.
स्वान क्या मिला तेरे को.
Titanic
No,
swan.
no,
ऐसे कैसे मिला.
The
उधर
quality
जाके बोल
of
ले
the
सर.
fun.
Hmm.
It is a palm d'or. That's
अरे
how
रे
good
रे
that found
रे.
is.
Oh.
See now you've redeemed yourself. Now
Yeah,
you've
अच्छा
come a
है.
full circle. अभी मैं मानता हूँ कि देखो टाइटेनियम मिला.
Hmm.
Okay.
तूने बचा लिया अपने आप को. मस्त. ये अच्छा था.
Boys, do you want to talk about a film trailer that we saw recently?
I have a
Yes.
feeling that we can do one whole podcast on it.
And we should, but we will talk about it, right? Because
Yeah.
we mentioned earlier, and most of you have possibly seen Gadar, Ek Prem Katha, right? Monster super blockbuster, right? When it had released, I remember there were shows in Punjab at 3 a.m.
Oh man, that's too
चलते जा
for
रहा
a
है.
hand pump, dude.
वो
Dude,
चलते ही जा रहा है.
Insanity
क्योंकि
चल रहा है.
पब्लिक को देखना है. There's not enough theaters to watch it. तो थिएटर वालों को बोले कि तुम चालू ही रखो. तो कोई बैठा होता है प्रोजेक्टर रूम में कि चलते रहेगी पिक्चर और आते जा रहे पब्लिक.
Oh man.
ऐसा it was insane. The
don't-
craze.
I don't remember watching the other one. I don't think I've seen it.
Okay,
Yes,
Baba,
सर में
I think-
hand pump डाला किसी ने.
I think you should just. I think you need to hand over your passport.
Yeah.
Because how
Why
can
do
you
not?
be-
That is a rite of passage. बाबा तू
I
गदर
I
कैसे
don't-
नहीं देखा है.
I don't the problem is I have no memory of it, and I think it's one of those things that
No, Baba,
If
you've
I
not
did see, I
seen
would
it
have seen
because
it,
if you
yeah.
had seen
I
it,
think
you would
if you
remember
look
it.
at the trailer of Gadar 2, even the makers don't have memory of the earlier one because
Yeah.
like the earlier one was proper hardcore. मतलब इसे थिएटर में देख के मजा आ रहा है. सनी देओल चिल्लाते जा रहा है. चिल्ला खुद ही डॉल्बी 5.1 लेके आया था. ठीक है.
वो खुद
First-
Dolby
first guy
5.1
वो था.
था.
He became a parody of himself after that film. That
Yeah.
film created the parody
And
of
then he
Sunny
said
Deol.
we'll make a parody of Gadar, which is what in my opinion Gadar 2 is. By the way, advance booking इसका अभी हम लोग 10th को शूट कर रहे हैं. इस मैंने 20 करोड़ की एडवांस टिकट ऑलरेडी हो चुकी है.
Oh my God.
and
Yeah.
that's where it will stop.
No, no.
नहीं. The number
Yeah,
of people
मतलब
who will
it's literally
there's the
like-
people who genuinely like it and the people who will watch it ironically also. It's just
No,
उनको देखने की है.
no, I was kidding. Obviously, it's going to be a hit. It's going to be a huge hit. There's no doubt.
It is already.
It'll be
It
like
is already
three,
and
3 days of IPL matches.
Mr. Independence Day is also Mr. Independence Day is also releasing a movie. Oh my God.
Huh.
Hmm.
Oh my God, 2.
Yeah, two. मैंने first नहीं देखा तो
क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
अच्छा.
नहीं देखा.
Oh,
Hey, first
one
वाला
is
Oh my
also
God
good.
was the परेश रावल वाला.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
God.
yes,
हाँ
yes,
वो
yes,
देखा
yes.
वो देखा जो
वो जो
केस
kitchen-
करते था ना
kitchen
भगवान
ले-
की.
kitchen हाँ kitchen लेके
हाँ वो देखा है.
जिसमें वो कृष्ण भगवान है, अक्षय कुमार
Yeah.
comes as कृष्ण
हाँ,
भगवान.
which I
वो
found
देखा,
very
वो-
cool that he uses
Yeah.
the keychain.
It was a
very
really cool
smartly
for a
done.
chakra. Yeah, it was very cool. Yeah, it was based on a Gujarati play, no?
Yes, it's a play
based on a
that
play.
and Paresh Rawal was touring it for years, and then like I've seen the live show, which is fantastic to watch.
Is Parisal in the Gujarati play also?
Yeah, so I think there was a Gujarati show, then Paresh Rawal bought the rights to
Paresh
it, and he
Rawal is in most
toured.
Gujarati plays. Just like
Then he-
Nasir Saab is in most Prithvi plays. You go at any point and बाप नहीं बाप का बाप. Nasir Saab, आज आप मिल पे हो?
नहीं आज मैं बस कैफे आया था.
I thought
This-
Makarand Deshpande was in
Hey.
every Prithvi play.
No.
No,
This is
Makarand Deshpande
this-
was at Prithvi. It's
Yeah.
different. In the play and at Prithvi, we were at Prithvi having Sulaimani chai,
Yeah.
right? As was Makarand talking to somebody. I've never been, but that's so
I
true.
think
I've never been to Prithvi
Nasir
Cafe,
sir
not
stage
seen-
पे चले गए.
And not
Nasir
seen
sir stage पे चले
Makarando.
गए.
And not seen Makarando.
or Nasir Saab. They're always there. Or
No, Nasir Saab, not so much, but Makarand, though, I have
ये
seen.
जो तुमने कहा वो गलत था.
किस बात से बता रहे हो तुम? हाँ.
बाप नहीं बाप का. Okay, come back to Gadar 2.
Yeah.
तो अभी
Dude, but
मतलब
what a-
the 2-minute
what a
trailer,
trailer.
right? Don't you feel कि ये ट्रेलर में तूने जितना देखा that is going to be
It's
all the
not a-
highlight shot,
It
it's
didn't
all already
feel
shown.
like a 2-minute trailer. It felt like 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's how good
and-
it was. Genuinely,
No,
Like
that's how
the-
bad it was.
Time
Bro, he-
slows down.
I don't know like how he. I just want to know how he gets to the battlefront.
It's the first recreate. I love that the first recreation of a song, which has the same exact actors and
So
same.
can you imagine a Gadar
It
movie
doesn't
without
have Kartik Aaryan.
without
I'm so
मैं
happy
निकला
this-
गद्दी लेके उसके बिना
I'm so
गाना
happy मैं
बनेगा
निकला.
नहीं.
I have another
मैं-
question.
मैं-
Is this
sorry.
when is this placed? What year is this placed? Is this
This is now 1971.
it's 71?
Yeah.
नहीं,
So-
भाई, वो देखना सब मेन चीजें कब क्या हो रही है.
Hmm.
So his I think the previous one was during the partition, right? It was during the like
It
the-
was 47, yeah.
47.
Yeah. And no,
So-
this is not. I don't think it's 71. It's 17
It's
years
71.
Must be
later.
71.
It's 71. They say it. That's why the
Oh,
war
they
is
say it,
happening.
but they write 17
Wait.
years later.
So they're what? They're 20 years old in 47.
Sure.
Let's
Sunny
suppose they're
Deol was
20.
20
Some-
years old.
No. I'm saying the characters. The characters.
Bro,
Amisha
सनी
Patel
देओल
है
शायद
ना?
40 साल का था जब उसने पहली गदर बनाए. अभी
अरे
शायद
वो
वो
ठीक है,
60
but the
plus का.
characters. I'm trying to understand
Oh,
how old
characters,
the
sorry.
characters.
Yeah.
So
She would have been in her mid 20s and he was
47,
age
57.
agnostic. He was age agnostic. They never said anything. He was just.
He was Sunny.
He was
So
Sunny.
he's supposed
How
to be
old are you?
playing.
I'm Sunny. Cool.
So he's playing about a 50-year-old in this film.
Yeah, he is. But also,
it's
I think
the
he's still
first
driving
one-
his iconic truck and everything, right?
Yeah,
bro,
he's doing
it's
that. That's the
everything
opening
is
shot.
going to be the same, bro. Like to trailer देखना उसपे they are spelling it out as much as it can be. ठीक है, पहले देखा उन लोगों का गाना आया, मैं निकला गड्डी लेके किया. Okay, where do we go from here? Sir, what happened in the last one? Oh, you have to show him fight Pakistan. now
एक
इसका
मोड़ आया
बच्चा है.
उधर में मुड़ गया. That's what
मुड़
happened.
गया,
in the last
हाँ,
one.
मुड़ गया और उसका बेटा पाकिस्तान चले जाता है और उधर जाके पकड़ा जाता है.
हाँ.
ठीक है, एंड ही लिटरली स्पेल्स इट आउट. ठीक है, तुम नमाज पढ़ने जा रहे हो ना तो दुआ करना कि मेरे पापा यहाँ नहीं आए. वो इधर आ गए तो तुम्हारे इतने टुकड़े कर देंगे,
चिथड़े.
पूरा चिथड़े कर
चिथड़े.
देंगे, पूरा
चिथड़े
पाकिस्तान
करेंगे.
गिनता रहेगा. It's just Sunny Deol running in high speed where he takes a sledgehammer.
Yes.
hits on the bonnet
It's
of
not
a
a
Jeep.
regular sledgehammer. It's a war hammer that
It's a
you-
war
Bro, it's
hammer.
Thor. It's Thor's fucking hammer, bro. Like literally लेके उसने मारा है और जीप उल्टी हो गई.
Love it. Love it.
Dude,
Bro, I
it's
would-
just, you think every time he crosses the border, it's just like everybody in Pakistan, अरे यार ये आ गया चिल्लाने के लिए सब पे. It's just
Hello?
this-
Hello?
this-
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Why am I doing Dharmendra?
I would love to
So
see
this
this.
was a.
Papa?
I figured out this about the
Hello,
entire
Papa?
family.
It's that. no?
So Dharmender is so it's about the breath work that they do, this entire family. Like Dharmender was the exhale. So Sunny Deol is about holding the breath. So you take a breath in and you hold it. Hello. It's holding the breath. And Dharmender is all about the exhale. It's that.
What is Bobby about?
तो बॉबी सांस भी
Bobby-
नहीं ले रहा है क्या?
Bobby-
एक एक्सेल कर रहा है, एक इनहेल कर रहा है.
Bobby is holding his breath. So,
Once you fall in love, जीवन में जाने Bobby सीधा खड़े होता है होता
He's
Bobby, what
holding
do you
his
do?
breath too much.
जीवन में जाने Bobby, if you move your neck so much you can't breathe
Sir,
in
focus जा रहा
or
है. Sir,
exhale.
focus जा रहा है.
दुनिया हसीनों का मेला.
Also, if you want to watch a patriotic movie, please watch Soldier.
Oh.
Soldier.
And Major Saab also while we're at it.
Everybody. Oh no, that's Shava Shava.
That's K3G. By the way, K3G का हम लोग ने fact नहीं बताया. कौतुक.
रुक वो पता था, but first before that the Gadar thing. Two things about it. One, the villain. Man, I haven't seen a more 80s villain in a long time.
But it's set in 71 no?
Yeah, but he's still 10 years ahead of his time.
He is the most 80s villain then since Captain's Attack.
And tell me if y'all felt this, because when you hear the voiceover, you think it's Gulshan
Grover. I really thought it was him.
And then you see this random dude. I'm like, एक मिनट, इसका आवाज dubbing Gulshan Grover ने किया और acting कोई और कर रहा है, because that deserves.
You think nepotism? You think nepotism उस Gulshan Grover का बेटा तो नहीं है ये?
That'd be amazing.
नहीं रे.
Bro, but it's so beautifully, like, I've never seen an army officer. He's from, I think this guy is from the Pakistan army, right?
Yeah,
and
no shit.
He's so upset.
Indian army though is all Sunny Deol. There's no Sunny Deol is in this movie.
This is
No, one of the highlight scenes was that, right? He just goes in front of the army, in front of the main major boss, and yells at him while he's surrounded by dudes with fucking rifles who will do tap and shoot it, but nobody does. They all just wait.
उसके पास special diplomatic passport है. He's allowed to do this.
Y'all aren't getting it because it's always sunny in Longewala. Understand?
Also the second thing about it, okay. So one of the most iconic moments from Gadar 1 was when he takes the hand pump out of the ground and whacks people with it, right?
And in Gadar 2, he looks like he's going to fuck it, because what was that shift in focus?
Bro, that
he
was
looks like that, and then you do a full focus और इसे foreground में ना एक ऐसे hand pump है, ठीक है? तो अभी पीछे ना आवाज ऐसा रहा है, भूं ऐसा आ रहा है.
Sexual tension
jazz डाल, तू jazz डाल पीछे. I swear, somebody take out, put a sax, exactly, put sax. All right, that's it from this episode of the Internet Set. So I know the ending was a little abrupt, but because we managed to edit some stuff out. If you want to watch this edited stuff, become a member of the channel if and when memberships go live. Apart from that, just enjoy your day. Happy Independence Day to all you guys. Hope you have a lovely day. Go ahead, make the country proud. Enjoy your holiday. And Jai Hind. Good night. Take care. See you again next week. And tada. Watch Border on Star Gold.
Or Gadar 2.
Or Gadar 2 in the theater.
This video brought to you.
Or this video on.
Hold up.
Which is weird. France doesn't have any lions. So I don't know why they decided to do this.
They're giving you whatever animals you have in your country. तो अगर ऑस्ट्रेलिया अवार्ड जीता तो उसको गोल्डन कैंगरू मिलता है.
चाइना में गोल्डन पांडा.
गोल्डन पांडा मिलता है. हो गया. और अगर अफ्रीका में तो उन लोग ऐसे बड़ा एक बनाते, बोलते भाई तुम्हारे पास तो सब है तो ये ले ले.
ये लो.
टाइगर वापस कर दो. वो
साउथ अमेरिकन को स्पाइडर दे रहे बड़ा सा.
साउथ अमेरिका स्पाइडर.
हाँ.
Lion, tiger, panda, kangaroo, spider.
Honestly,
but
South American fans, I'm very sorry.
अरे but one sec, technically Kung Fu Panda में वो 5 में एक सांप था, एक टाइगर था, एक वो क्या मैनिटी था ना. मैनिटी. मैंटिस. सॉरी, मैनिटी तो दूसरा है. मैनिटी.
Sorry.
The size difference between a mantis and a manatee is so big.
Come on, you could have gone the size difference between a mantis and a manatee is mammoth. You could have done that.
Oh.
Hey, Bao, what does a manatee sound like?
Mammoth is a fictional creature.
In Kung Fu Panda, it sounds like...
No, that's Sunil Shetty. क्या कर रहा है?
Imagine कान जाएगा
Let's
कान
play that
जाएगा
episode.
और तेरे को बस सुनील शेट्टी का एक ऐसा वो मिल रहा है bust. It's just Sunil Shetty just going and with the lion mane.
Chal, Baba, you know what to edit.
Yes.
3, 2,
Yeah.
1.
Notes have already been made.
Good.